Hello everyone, welcome back to Dropped Frames. It's post E3 show, which means there is nothing going on in the gaming world right now in terms of news. Not a damn fucking thing. So we'll be talking. We got some stuff though. Zeke's seen some porn. We're gonna talk to him about that probably.
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah, we'll talk to Zeke about porn.
Pockets. I
Oh,
the screen, the splash screen you have just after the countdown's done.
Yeah.
The splash screen. It reminds me of
This
the
right
E3
here?
It reminds me of the E3 pre-show.
Why is that?
It looks like it's on a VHS tape and it's like like the tracking and stuff.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should talk about the pre-show because me and you had had a quick conversation on Twitter, which we'll circle back to that in just a sec. Pocket's the guest today. Welcome, Pocket. Thanks for filling in last minute.
Hi there. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I like video games, so.
Great. I think most of us do most days here on the show, so that's good.
They're okay.
Yeah, they're okay.
Where's your green screen?
I actually was talking about that this morning. I don't know why. I was watching streams and quite a few people have green screens, and I was like, it looks so much more professional. And then just Co and I had an exchange, and I'm like, but how would I show off all this Batman stuff behind me if I had a green screen?
It is true.
Yeah.
I have a crazy backdrop with these shelves and stuff, and I just never take the green screen down. It just lives 24/7 behind me, so there's no point to have the shelves. I'd rather just have a painted wall, so I don't have to have anything behind me. But I'm renting this house, so I can't do that. But green screens suck, man. Don't get one.
I don't mind being the only one in a box over here. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cozy over here.
Yeah, we've got boxes for people that it's fine. I don't think green screens are a necessity like I wouldn't say used to be, but they were kind of a big deal like 2 years ago or like a year and a half ago in streaming. Like everyone was like, "Oh, you gotta have a green screen to stream." And now it's just like, you don't even need a fucking camera. Like,
Yeah,
it's not the biggest streamer on the website, although an anomaly doesn't even use a camera. So
You don't even need that these days, man.
Yeah.
You can just use software that puts a little animated guy on the screen of you dancing back and forth.
It's true.
And you're good.
It's
I
true.
mean, hell, it can hit a big bet doing that these days.
Yeah, you totally can. You totally can. All right, let's circle back around. We'll start with the porn. Zeke, you had a mission at E3, and I need to know. I've been waiting for like. I've been waiting almost since E3 ended.
okay.
So what was the VR porn like at E3? Was it next level? Did you even get
There's
to
none.
see? There was none at all.
None.
There was
it's open to
nothing on the
public.
show floor.
Open to the public, man.
Wow.
Dude, okay,
Yeah,
now
it
hold
was
on.
different this
JP
year. It was
sectioned
open to
an
the public.
hour for this part.
I
Zeke,
did.
Can you just
This
make
was-
something up?
Well, no, I don't have to make something up because in order to speak knowledgeably about the jumps in the pornography industry in VR, I bought a Vive and I put it to use.
Oh, okay.
And I will say this. It still has a little way to go,
Yeah. They're trying. though.
but it's still the wave of the future for sure.
Do they have it to where it's like full 360 now, or is it still 180?
No, they have full 360 now, but you really don't need it. I think you can stick to 180 and be just fine.
All right.
Well, here's the thing. The thing is, like, it's recording somebody else in the act of lovemaking.
Right. Which is weird.
And, well, that's the thing. Like, you're stationary. Like in a video game, you're moving around. Like when I did Fallout VR, it was you're moving around. You're
Right.
standing up. You turn. You move. You go this way. But in like that kind of shit, you put yourself in the movie, and you have to be static. You have to
Right.
be like one spot, or it doesn't work. Frankly,
It makes sense.
But I mean, you can go from laying down to standing to other stuff, like according to whatever position the thing is. But I will say this: it's really, really weird when they get the camera in the wrong or whatever the headset they have to wear to record it in the wrong position.
That's got to be so weird to record.
Because it was like one of them was like this dude's neck was like 3 feet tall.
It makes
Like,
sense.
like way down and
Yeah.
stuff going on.
It makes sense. There's obviously it's not porn, but for the bike stuff, the Peloton bike that I have, they do the like biking trails where they have someone with a headset on as you're biking through that stuff. And it does the same thing where you're the entire time they're like passing people. I'm like, how tall is this person? And it's just the mount on this person's head that they're biking through these trails is like that fucking big. So it adds an extra 2 feet to their height on a bike. So I understand where you're coming from. It makes sense
That's
to me.
gotta be like insanely uncomfortable. Just go through biking with a giant mount just on
Yeah.
your head.
I mean, both porn and biking with a giant, like 2-foot camera. Both they have
Let's
to
be
suck.
Go ahead and say anything with a
True.
2-foot camera on your head.
There's a lot of things in porn that's uncomfortable. So
True.
Well,
True.
I think there might be a new market in porno for short guys with large dicks.
Maybe so.
So average height guys will feel like, they're in the right spot because the eye line will be good.
Maybe so. Do they have?
Is it ever turned around? Can you be the girl?
That's what I was about to ask. Like, have they advanced now?
I did some research.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And yes, indeed you can. And let me tell you, it's funky, but it's hot.
Okay.
There you go.
It's a little weird to be like, oh yeah, those are there.
Yeah.
And that's there. That's not something I'm used to seeing when I do that.
That makes sense. It's understandable.
I gotta take it one step further. Have you tried any anime-esque stuff? Tentacles, any of that? Do they have any of that?
I don't know if they have
to
anime
ask.
VR
I have
porn.
to ask.
No, that's absolutely fine. It's a valid question. I'm not squeamish or embarrassed or anything like that about sex or whatever. I didn't see any.
Yeah.
Like it's
I would be so surprised if there wasn't.
the sites I went on was all like live action stuff, and it was all 5-minute free downloads basically.
Yeah.
I didn't pay money.
If
Yeah.
there is one thing we know, there is a market for anime hentai VR.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's only a matter of time.
I mean, there are full-length porns of animated Overwatch, right? Like there has to be some anime VR porn just because of someone's out there
Rule
making
34 VR.
I
Yeah,
know
pretty
for a
much.
fact they have like waifu simulators where you
Yeah.
just go in and just a cute anime girl just sitting there and you just sit there with her and stuff. So
They
I
have-
know
Wait a
that
second.
They have VR of that
I
as
think
well.
there's one actually called that.
Waifu
waifu
simulator.
Hold on a second.
Co's gonna do some research. Hard-hitting hot takes on VR porn.
That's the other thing. I didn't actually look at any. I didn't download any video games from Steam for my Vive.
Yeah.
Look at my fucking view
There's a-
history. It's porno.
You should
Yes, it is called Waifu Simulator, and it is a VR waifu porn program.
you should check that out, Zeke.
I'm gonna give that a look.
And
There you go.
props to nailing that title pocket without even trying.
It's probably on sale during the Steam sale. You should
It's on-
actually, Zeke. There's a lot of VR stuff on sale right now on Steam that I was looking at last night. So I would look into if you're looking for games to play on the Vive, definitely go check it out.
We need a husbando. I need a husband simulator. Thank you. Just
That probably exists.
holds everything, the whole 9 yards. Then maybe I'll look into it.
I wonder, do they have room scale VR porn, or is it only like sit down VR?
That would be
porn?
too hard because then you'd be moving your actor around inside of the world. And until I don't really VR porn
Yeah.
is not really VR porn yet. Right
That's
now
true.
it's a video that you're watching in VR. It's
Right.
not,
Yeah,
it's not we're not yet to
That
VR
makes sense,
porn
yeah.
yet. And Zeke,
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong here.
basically you're taking your head and putting it on the porn actor's body.
Yeah. And Zeke, for the record, you haven't found any where you actually walk around in a computer environment, right? Or anything
No,
like
you
that?
cannot interact with anything in porno right now.
Oh yeah.
How do you spell waifu? Am I spelling that wrong?
WAIFU.
Yeah.
Yeah, W.
And the reason I remember this is because there was a screenshot on the Reddit gaming thing on one of the things, and I was like, "You are kidding me!"
Oh, it's not on Steam.
and I
now.
did some research.
It's not on Steam. It's probably just
I'm asking.
Oh, just
I'm
Google it. It's got a whole
Google it. Okay, it's called what simulator? Waifu simulator.
Simulator, yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt they have porn on Steam. They have interesting what is it? The novel things that you can
Well,
do.
yeah, they have all those novels,
Yeah,
which
and
are
the,
basically porn. Like,
Which I got gifted to me, so
yeah. Some of the I
Oh,
don't
is
even
it-
think you could stream some of those on Twitch.
you can if they're from Steam, but a lot of their originals you can't stream at all.
Okay.
There's one specifically that I can't remember the name of, but yeah.
Yeah. Did you find it, Zeke?
No. Is it just for Oculus?
Oh, it might be Oculus only. They got to get those hot scoops on the waifu simulator because Oculus knows the market right now is
Well, I don't even
They
know where to
lock
get
rich
it.
nerds who love anime and want to see anime porn. That's the market for Oculus.
I don't
Pro.
even know where to get it.
Oh yeah, Nekopara. That's it.
Oh, that's the one that's straight up banned.
That's the one that's banned if you go to the original. But if you do it from Steam, I'm pretty sure you can stream the Steam version of it because they censored it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, apart from the lack of VR porn, Zeke, how was E3 in general? Because you were there. You were the only one of us that was there.
E3 it was fantastic. It's kind of turned into with the opening of the doors to the public, it's become like a PAX, like it's like a zoo. It's just chock full of people. It's difficult. It's less difficult to get around than at a PAX, but it was way worse than it was the year before. People, same thing. People wait in line just to play games. I mean, it's not.
Now, did you talk to anyone that paid that paid to be at E3 that stood in those lines? Did you go talk to anyone or know anyone?
I'm sure I did. I didn't talk to them about them paying, but I know a few people who were there that weren't a part of like the media or part of the industry.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that it was what $250 a ticket, I think, for E3, and the majority of people that went there stood in line for 4+ hours to play the new Assassin's Creed or something, and that was what their day was like, I'm gonna go stand in line to play Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
and that
that's well, you go. The thing is, you if you can, you go with a buddy. Yeah, you go with a friend. They stand in line for an hour. You walk around for an hour, and you switch off. I think that's the smart thing to do. But yeah, they definitely stood in line for hours. They're trying to do something with the PS4 where you like you take a picture of a QR code and then you put your name in for a scheduled like 15 minutes or whatever, 10 minutes.
Oh,
something like that. I heard it didn't work the way they wanted to, but I think that's going to be the wave of the future. Is instead of waiting in line, you're there like 20 minutes before it's your turn.
That's
kind of
smart.
A thing. You like go and check in. You're like, boop, this is me checking in.
Yeah.
And then you just come back later.
I think Disney has something like that with like their Fast Pass tickets, where you as soon as the park opens, you go to whichever ride you want to go to, and then you get like a Fast Pass ticket, and then you can show up at the scheduled time it tells you to. That way you're not standing in line for 3+, 4+ hours.
No, I think that's what they're gonna have to do, because people are sitting in line all fucking day. And I'll tell you what, if I stood in line all day and then by the end of the day they were like, we can't fit you in, sorry.
And that was happening.
I would be livid.
Yeah.
But if I went to the booth and I was like, boop, oh, it's full today, let me try it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Then it would at least give me the opportunity to walk around and do other shit.
Yeah, that's the way it should go, for sure. But
yeah,
yeah, people.
So that was pretty good.
Yeah, people were like being turned away to play like the new Call of Duty.
Call of Duty was like after Destiny. Call of Duty was like the line out the fucking door.
God, that's so.
After Destiny?
Yeah, Destiny had 3 booths.
Really?
Destiny had one at Nvidia, one at Sony, and one at
Activision?
Fucking what?
Activision?
Activision. Yes, Activision.
Yeah.
And one was the Strike, one was the solo play, and one was the PvP.
Which one was because Nvidia was running the PC client, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Did you get a chance to play the PC version at all?
No, I didn't. That was in another hall. I was in the South Hall and they were in the West Hall, I think. So I didn't get to do anything in the South Hall because I spent all of my one day, because I got one day off.
Yeah.
They worked us. If you were hosting for 5 days, they gave you one day off, and I got Tuesday off. So I used like my hour and a half that you could go in ahead of the public with an exhibitor badge. And I just went from booth to booth to booth to booth to see, like, can I play this? Can I do this for this demo? And I did the ones that were in my hall that I was interested in.
What'd you play? Let's talk about it.
I did South Park.
Okay.
The South Park demo.
How was that?
The Far Cry 5 demo. Oh, the South Park demo was great. It's going to be my game of the year. I just know it.
It's pretty much the same style of gameplay. Obviously not the same exact gameplay. They're switching it up a little bit, but.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's same sense of humor. It's going to be hilarious. They're going to push the envelope. It's going to be, I'm sure there's going to be dick and balls and vaginas and boobs and everything in there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The demo is the first thing you do is a lap dance mini game as a elementary school kid.
Oh, God.
You're an elementary school kid.
Start.
You're giving these businessmen lap dance because you need information out of them.
Are you doing that as call girl? Is that
It's called.
No, you're in a strip club. You're in the Peppermint Hippo, the strip club. And you like fool them into thinking they think that because you're dressed up like a superhero.
Yeah.
So they think you're like in costume, like, and you're a stripper.
okay?
So you take them into the back and you have this the two sticks like for the controller.
Yeah.
And you're gyrating like you go up and down. You're twerking. And you fart on their balls and stuff like that.
Jesus
It's great.
Christ. Okay.
It's perfect. I love it.
That's
It's
South
subversive.
I cannot wait for that game.
Did you play?
The combat, however, the combat is changed. It's not full on JRPG now. It is tactics, like Final Fantasy Tactics, like grid based.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
simplified, mucho simplified, but it is definitely like you have this square that you can move in. And you're like, okay, I can go here. Will my attack hit him? Okay, no, I'll skip my turn. Go on to the next guy. See, it's like an AOE. It shows the squares around you, what it'll hit, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Cool. Pocket, have you
Oh.
played South Park, by the way? You seem shocked by all this, so I'm just asking if you played the original South Park game.
I used to watch South Park all the time. I'm not necessarily shocked. I'm just like, it really got me when you said, and you fart on his balls. That's what got me. I think that was where I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah. You should play the original South Park game or the first game of this.
I played part
series.
of it, and then I stopped playing because I got stuck on a part, and I'm like, fine, I'll play something else. And then, so maybe I should go back and play it again, give it another shot.
Yeah, that game.
It is an incredible game in its own category.
It's
like
great.
there's
Yeah.
nothing else like the South Park game.
I think that
and
came
then
out.
it
What,
gets even crazier in like the last third.
was that 4 years ago for the Stick of Truth? When
Did you
that
get
come
Pocket when you played? Did you get to the underpants gnomes?
I don't
You
think
remember?
no, I don't think I
Oh,
did.
then you ain't seen nothing. It gets much better.
out? Yeah, the Underpants. Gnome's the best
$7
part.
on Steam right now. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
$7 on Steam. It's on sale. That came out March 4th, 2014. So
Yeah,
about
it's been a
3
while.
years ago. About 39 months, 40 months away, or ago. Crazy.
I actually talked to the PR for the Fractured Butthole,
Yeah.
and I kind of surprised her with my knowledge of of South Park.
Oh,
And I
God.
was like, oh, what is he take like apple juice and then he can fart? She's like, apple juice? And I was like, yeah, that one episode where he's doing like the 24 like Kiefer Sutherland thing. He has the syringe full of apple juice and he shoots himself with it so he can like fart on command and stuff. And she's like, oh, I don't even remember that. I was like, I'm a fan.
She turns around. She's like, we need to write this shit down.
Yeah, get this.
Yeah.
This needs to come in the game immediately. Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea.
Cool. What else? You said you played some other stuff. What
Far
else? Far Cry.
Far Cry 5.
Was,
I had to because it's, in Montana.
was that a Far Cry game?
Yes, ish. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I would say yes. It's not nearly as fast paced, but it's whatever the Cry engine became. I can't remember what it's called now.
Prospect. Well, it's what they're. No, never mind. Scratch that. Different thing.
It's probably just CryEngine still.
No, it's not. Trust me. I said it's on the Cry engine. And people were like, and I was like, okay. I looked it up and went, the Cry engine became this. Dunia, thank
Were
you.
there
Yeah.
radio towers?
Oh,
There you go.
Dunia.
There were water towers. Yes,
Water
which-
towers.
which- water towers is a thing.
like super
but
tall
here's the
water
thing.
towers?
It was a tower there was only one tower in a small town, and that's an actual thing. The water tower is where like people actually get their water because they don't have like a sewer system, like a city sewer system.
Yeah.
It's you get your own water. You like have a water pump that you fill up and that kind of stuff that provides you with shower and that kind of stuff. Like if you've ever seen a truck with a big like tank on the back, a big like plastic tank.
Sure.
Those are like farmers going to get their water, like bringing their water back and forth, for their their homes, like shower and faucets.
So, are there water towers everywhere and they function like radio towers?
No, they don't. Well, I'm not sure if they function like radio towers because the sample that I got was not very long. But I went up to the water tower and you have to basically liberate. You have to liberate the small town. And you shoot all the militia religious guys as you to free the small town, basically. So there's these guys proselytizing in the town, and they're taking over this small town. And once you take over the town, like you liberate it, it says liberated this town. And I think it said it had like a counter, like 1 out of blah, blah, blah. So I think you liberate more towns. I think it's there's a lot of small towns is I think how they justify it being.
Still sounds like Far Cry. Like,
and a little bit of Just Cause in there too. Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I should also state before you go on, the reason I'm not showing any Far Cry content is they were one of the more prolific people when it came to claiming stuff on YouTube. So I'm not going to show any content from that game because I'd like to actually monetize this video. Anyways.
Is it multiplayer as well?
Yeah. The co-op stuff, did you get any chance to check with that? Nothing?
No.
Oh, okay.
I know that's a thing though, Pocket. You can play through the single player with co-op.
Because that's kind of what I wanted to do, is get a couple friends and just go through it and experience it like as co-op. I thought that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
One friend, unfortunately. It is 2-player co-op.
2-player. Okay.
I'm okay with that though. I mean, that might actually get me to play the single player of that game. Like it might get me to stick with that throughout the entire thing. Because if did you get any sense of if the story was going to be like super good? Did you get introduced to any of the bad guys, or like was there a boss? Really. Is kind of what I'm asking, I guess.
No, not any more than the trailers gave away.
Okay.
But I mean I like where it's going. I like the idea, like because I was a little bit, I'm not worried, but I was wondering what kind of bad guys they would choose to live in a made-up county in Montana. And I was like, religious doesn't really strike home with me, but militia for sure. Like we've had our share of like crazy gun-loving militia type people out here.
Sure.
But religion, we're not like as hardcore religion. I mean, it's an underlying thing, but it's not like we don't have preachers or anything.
Okay.
But definitely militia people. So if there's gun-loving weirdos, then I'm like, yeah, okay, that's Montana. Sure.
It's Montana, great. You should really play through that game, and like play the game, but also just be like, that's not real. Nope, that doesn't exist. Nope, that's fake. That's complete. Oh, but that's really fucking accurate. Like,
well, I mean, when they were showing like the trailer of it, they were showing like the countryside and stuff, and that's easy to mimic. But when they showed like parts of the town, I went, I've been to towns like that. Like they have a gas station that has the same siding and sign that it's had for, 50 years. Mm. They have the thing that really bothers me about any movie or video game, and any movie or video game ever, not just this one, but they don't update the gas pumps. You have to update the gas pumps. That's a federal thing. You have to have like certain style of gas pumps because it's like safety hazard, like OSHA shit.
Yeah. Okay.
So like when was the last time you've been to a gas station with like an old timey pump?
I don't even know what would an old timey pump entail. I don't even know if I can.
Just the ones that don't have credit card things.
Yeah.
Oh.
And last week.
The ones where a guy has to walk out and pump it for you because you don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I haven't been to one of those ever, really. I don't think. Do they have those in North Carolina, Co?
Yeah, they do.
They do?
Yeah, there's still some places you can find places that you have to go in and pay first. There's no credit card machine outside.
Man,
the little thing that shows you like your purchase is an actual physical like thing of numbers that like ticks down.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, in certain states it's illegal to pump your own gas.
I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. I think it was Minnesota or Wisconsin or something.
Yeah, people are nice there.
It's funky.
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about Kansas. There was a guy that had a very old pump, and he would come out and pump it for you because like you just didn't know how to do it, and then you'd pay for it afterwards. So it wasn't.
That's too much human interaction, man.
It was all like the gas station itself looked all yellow and like it had been there for years. Like that's definitely like if you could walk in there and one of the things on the shop menu was like ammo and bait, I would be like, yeah.
Is ammo, bait, and gas just an all-in-one thing in Montana? Is that a real?
In small towns,
alcohol and cigarettes.
And alcohol and cigarettes.
That's
alcohol
what they too. Like you could go in and there'd be giant tubs of minnows, and you could just get like things of minnows to go fishing
directly
from the gas
I
station.
mean, we've done that. They have that stuff up when we had our lake house. There was the only town within 30 miles was like that, where there was a bait shop everywhere. And you just walk in and then giant minnow ponds. It was great. It was cool stuff.
So if you're wondering how the times have changed, for probably 10 years, there's been a bait shop between the main city where I am and my current house. About a year ago, after being open for like over a decade, that little bait shop has now become a vape shop.
Oh, God. Bait shops are now vape shops. There you go.
That's the world we live in, guys.
Speaking of vape.
Do they still sell bait, but also vapes?
I don't think so. Not at all. Now it's just a whole bunch of really bad neon signs and things that blink at different rates and speeds, so it just looks terrible.
That'd be weird if it sold bait as well.
You just walk in, the guy's like fucking blowing sick clouds. Bait and vape.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah. That would have been brilliant. They could have kept their old customers and gotten new ones. I don't know what they were thinking.
They could get one of those talking fish that were so popular back in the day, and then just have him vape instead of talk. It'd be great. It's the #1 seller right there. Far Cry, Zeke.
I think it's gonna be good.
You think it's gonna be good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably the first one I play all the way through.
I haven't.
Did you play the primal one?
We all tried.
For like 10 minutes, and I was like...
Did you beat it or play it, Pocket? Like,
I got I'd say about 60%, and then I mostly just had fun going around and pissing off all the animals and all that. There's a lot of like random events that would happen, and there's one time where I'm sitting there killing this animal, and then out of nowhere, a rhinoceros just slams into me. I love things like that in games, so I got like really into it. But then I think either something else came out, and I was just like, I'll move on.
Yeah, that game came out in February of this year, right? It was pretty early on, I think. Or no, that was end of last year. Yeah,
last year.
Yeah. That probably came out in the fall, but
I take that back. I did finish. I don't consider it a real Far Cry like core game, but I did play through and finish Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Oh yeah, I think if you haven't played that, definitely do. It's probably on sale right now on Steam for sure. I think that's one of the that's like a 4 or 5 hour game, right? It's not a full.
Yeah, it's a one sitting game for sure.
Yeah, and cool as fuck. That's a cool as fuck game. What else did you play on the show for, Zeke?
I played Wolfenstein 2.
Ooh, talk to me about that.
Nothing much to report. The demo was me. You're a character. You're Blazkowicz, and you're in a wheelchair because you've just been it picks up right where the last game left off. You're all hurt and destroyed and stuff. So you're wheeling through, and you're like in this like enclosed space. You're just wheeling through and shooting at guys. It wasn't. I mean, nothing really like super stellar to report. I can't really say one way or the other. I could say the demo was really underwhelming, but
okay.
I mean, I heard rumor says that the demo for the previous Far Cry previous Wolfenstein was kind of meh as well, and that game, when Wolfenstein was great. So I'm guessing that this one will be great too. But the demo was kind of like, okay, I'm just wheeling around shooting things.
Was that the same demo where you see the woman at the end and she has a daughter and she makes her daughter do fucked up stuff? Is that the same thing?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, if you didn't get, because that's what I heard was the demo for that. So I don't know if that was like a press only demo or what.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, they spoke pretty highly of that. So I was curious if you guys got the same one or not.
Yeah, and I want it so bad though, but it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, the whole like premise of drugs and that, and just kind of how fucking weird that trailer was in general, with like the editing was purposefully awkward, and how all that trailer came out. So I want to play it for sure. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I think for some reason, or not for some reason, obviously he was playing it off the hype of that, but Bike Man was playing it recently, and like it was doing super well on Twitch. He had like 4,500 people watching, which I didn't anticipate.
This is the most recent Wolfenstein?
Yeah. I don't know if he's finishing it or what, but
that was like I've never played a Wolfenstein. Then I played that last one that came out, and I even found the what is it, original Wolfenstein level or something, where you got into the secret level, and I got so motion sick and so angry because I could not find my way out of the older version Wolfenstein within that game, and I was just like raging so bad, and finally I got back to the gameplay. But I thought the game was absolutely like beautiful.
Yeah, so. They do a lot of cool nods like that for sure. So you played Wolfenstein, Far Cry, South Park. What else we got, Zeke?
Did you play the Brothers one, the Shawshank one? I forgot.
No, I didn't. Here's the thing. I missed the EA conference because I was flying.
Oh, okay.
And I missed the segment because they did the segment on Tuesday, and that's my day off. So I totally like whiffed it, completely missed everything about it until someone told me about it like the last day. Like, so blah, blah, blah. I thought you would really like this game, and I went, what game? And they showed me. I went, I didn't see a thing about this game. It looks amazing. It's by the same guys who did Brothers.
Yeah.
Which I can't say enough good things about. And if it's as deep as of storytelling and emotional journey as Brothers was, then I'm in. But I only saw like I just Googled the trailer and saw that. It looks awesome, but that's all I got of it.
Looks great.
It does.
I got to play Fallout 4 VR.
How was that?
It was weird, man. It's
Did it feel?
It's good.
Well, go ahead.
It's got its good and bad. I probably am not going to be a Vive like stand up and walk around room kind of a VR person because it's really, really funky to move because in this particular game you move your character. You can either teleport or you can look in a certain direction and then press the thumb pad to move forward.
With your head you look. And then
with your head you look. Yeah, because you look and that's the direction you go.
Did that feel disorienting?
A little bit.
Feels like it. Yeah.
I'm sure. And they were like those guys. That was an in and out thing. It was like, all right, 10 minutes, you're out, get out. It was. I mean, it was
that's like no time at all. You got to get adjusted to what the fuck's happening before you can even.
No, I barely even got adjusted to what was happening. I did get to do when you go into VATS. You know how it's like slows down time and you can pick your shot where you shoot him in the body. So like I shot him in the leg and then you can teleport to another side of them. And I shot him in his other leg, teleport to his back, shoot him in the back, teleport to the other side and then like shoot him in the head. Yeah. And then you can see like if the headshot kills him, you can actually teleport up to them and watch their head explode and just look around and see like their head. And the reason why I'm looking up is because it was one of those, I haven't played it in a while. I don't remember the name of these huge, like terrible monsters.
The Deathclaw?
Deathclaw, there you go. It was a Deathclaw that I was shooting. And I shot the Deathclaw's head and his head exploded. And I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Because it was just going like right in front of you.
Nice.
That was pretty neat. But I'd much rather, in a walking game like that, I'd much rather sit down.
So you were standing up the entire time?
I was standing up. I'd rather sit down and move my head with the controls and not actually move my head. I'd rather do that.
Did you ask or did you have time to ask if there's like a sit down version of the game at all?
That's what I'm wondering too. I thought it was a sit down kind of thing.
No, I did not ask.
Man, if you have to stand, that's how long did
that's 100+ hour game.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm sure there's sitting down time. I'm sure you can adjust it for that. I just didn't experience it.
Yeah.
Maybe whenever you get into your suit, it sits you down.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I did get in the power suit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was kind of neat. It was kind of cool.
Were you just walking around in a big ass power suit?
Yeah. You're just like.
So you're standing up. Was it room scale, or were you just standing up to spin around? Like
just standing up to spin around.
Okay, but there was it didn't track you when you like entered into a room to loot stuff, right?
I didn't enter any rooms.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like that's where people will spend, they'll walk into a Fallout room and everything is, you can go and like pick up every little fucking thing, right? So that's what you're going to do in a VR experience. You're going to walk, oh, let's look at this oh, that's shitty rendered. Let's pick up this thing.
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool to put on my Pip-Boy though, because you actually, you
have to raise your arm, right?
You raise your arm and you look at it.
Is the text readable?
That was kind of cool.
Did you have to was it weird focusing in on that?
Nope.
Okay.
Huh.
That looked good.
That might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
People can wear
it was, I mean, it didn't blow me away. It's not something that I would definitely not play the entire game standing up. Fuck that.
Yeah. Interesting. Where did it take like you said when you were watching the Deathclaw or whatever being blown up, what was the audio source like? Was it where you were standing or like, do you remember that clearly enough to understand how the audio worked?
The audio moved with you. Like if you turned your head, you could hear like sounds from this way, and you turn your head, you hear your sounds from this way.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see. $60 for that is kind of a crazy.
Sounds like it still needs work.
Yeah. Well, when did they say when that's coming out?
But listen, like 10 minutes in Fallout is fucking zero. It might as well be zero time. Like,
you're right.
It's like I licked the ice cream cone once, and that was it. They're like, that's all you get, brah.
It says Q4 2017, so that's spring. Or wait, no. What? I guess that's fall. Yeah, like late fall.
Or is it not winter?
Yeah. Or yeah, sorry, winter. Yeah, late winter. Well, cool. Anything else, Zeke? You played a pretty good array of games, I feel.
There's a lot of co-op games is one thing I noticed that E3 announced this year. Is the amount of co-op increased dramatically.
Well, I mean, if you watch the Drop Frames E3 coverage, me and Jericho both agreed games are better with friends. So
They really are.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah. Anything else did you see?
The Hunt.
The Hunt.
Oh, what was it?
What was that?
What's
God, Bike Man was and I were chatting just a second about it. Hunt Showdown, I think is what's the name of it. That game looks it's not due until 2018, but what they showed us looks fucking badass.
I don't even know what that is.
It's 2v2 v monster, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the bounty. You're a bounty hunter. You're trying to get the bounty hunter for this monster or something. And you're fighting against two other teams of two. So you can strategize like, I'm going to go kill the monster real quick and grab the bounty and get out. Or I'm going to set traps for the other hunters, kill them, and then kill the monster and get out. And stuff like that. Is
this Crytek? I worked on this game in its very early stages.
Really?
Yeah.
What did you do with it, Pocket?
I was QA, but it was in America, but the American studio shut down.
It is Crytek, yeah. It says here at the bottom.
Wow.
Is it 5 teams of 2?
So,
I wasn't sure if it was five or 3 teams of 2. But the monster I think is AI. But all the teams, like it's teams of 2, so you have to have somebody playing with you. As far as I'm aware.
I have no comment, okay? NDA, I can't say anything.
Here's some alpha gameplay right here. It looks very pretty. First impression.
Yeah, no, it's evolving. Like the look of it is badass for sure.
It does look pretty evolving. I got that when I saw the guy for some reason with the
hat.
With the hat.
But
yes,
not,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not 5v1. It's
right.
2v2v2v2.
Right.
So you're all against all, but teams of 2.
So did you play this or did you see this?
No, it's not even playable. There's not even a playable demo yet.
Okay.
I just saw it. It just really piqued my interest, and I was like, oh, this could be fucking cool.
How much of it looks the same?
I would be careful what you say, Pi. I don't know what type of agreements you signed, but if you worked on the game, you probably shouldn't comment.
It looks good. I always like the atmosphere, and as you can see, the atmosphere, it's like one of those like, what is it? Well, what I get from seeing this is like backwoods Louisiana or something.
Right.
Like the
Resident
Evil 7.
Like the Bayou.
Resident Evil 7. Yeah, Resident Evil 7. You're right. Like and I always thought that atmosphere was always something that was less used in games that I always enjoyed for scary games. So.
Yeah. I gotta say, this does look pretty cool.
Yeah. I didn't even know this was
the weapons are pretty sweet too. Like they're kind of cobbled together versions of other weapons.
Yeah. Is this supposed to be like a post-apocalyptic thing, Zeke, or do they say?
I don't think so. I think it's just like, I think you're like a team of 2, like Van Helsing or Brothers Grimm kind of guys that are hunting these monsters, and you're trying to get the bounty before any other hunters get it.
So you can kill the other hunters as well.
Yeah, like that's a strategy. Like strategy is either get the bounty first, kill the hunters after because you can let them kill the monster and set a trap for them because it creates noise, and you go up and like wait for them to kill the monster and get the bounty. You kill them, take the bounty back. Like that's a strategy.
That spider looked fucking real
Didn't
disgusting. Do they show him full?
Shit.
I don't know if I want to see a full video of that spider because seeing the little like face parts of him was fucking terrifying enough.
And he's super fast, isn't he?
They showed a video or it was like they got a clue or something of the spider. I'll skip ahead to see if they actually fight the fucking thing.
Oh, that you get clues to find the bounty, to find the monster that has the bounty.
That's a spider right there. If you have arachnophobia, don't watch.
Oh yeah.
That looks
well.
terrible.
And here's the thing. This game is way far out. It's not till 2018 at least. But it looks fucking amazing to me.
Banishing started. I like that.
Yeah, that's a cool premise.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know it was still around.
I wonder if they'll go for like the early access route or anything like that. Do they say that at all, Zeke? Because this is quote pre-alpha gameplay. But do you know if it's like we're launching on Steam early access soon, or you have no idea?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
These are things that I learned to ask from doing this show.
Yeah. It might be so early that they don't even know. Huh? I had no idea that was there. Interesting.
I mean,
I'm actually interested. That's not me filling chat. I'm actually interested in this game. I need to clarify now after so many shows when I'm actually interested in a game.
what we need a streamer match. Wait, do you get to play the monsters? Did you know?
No, it's AI. I think he was saying.
Oh, the AI. Okay. Oh, I was gonna say that'd be even more fun. We pit a bunch of streamers against each other, then have someone be the monster. JP obviously would be the monster.
Great, I'm in. I don't have to see the spider. I am the spider.
That would be terrifying.
Be great.
To watch your legs go.
It's better than seeing that thing full, man. Like that was fucking. It was a well modeled spider for sure.
Wait, I got $1 million game. You ready?
What's that?
$1 billion game.
Oh shit, that's more than $1 million.
It's a VR game where you play like a shapeshifter.
Okay.
And you shift into like a horse or a giant spider or a eagle or something like that in VR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mario, right?
Did they already have that?
Joke. No, it was a joke. Mario throwing his.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Oh, Mario throwing his head.
Yeah, that game looks fucking crazy. I'd play that.
See, Zeke, I was half expecting you to say like, and then another player comes along and fucks it.
Well, no. See, it would very quickly devolve into, well, this is a game for furries. Like this. That's what it would devolve
Did I
to.
just out myself? Did I just out myself as a furry? I thought
I
that
think
was
so.
under wraps. I thought my
think so.
persona was hidden well enough.
Man, I saw. I don't know why I'm saying this. I saw the weirdest image on Reddit the other day. It was at some convention, and there was like a ball, and this guy threw the ball on the ground, and then all these people dressed as cats, like got on the ground like cats and started playing with the ball, and I was just. People are sitting there staring at him, and I was just like, "What the fuck is going on at conventions, man? Like, what
The
the
best part,
fuck?"
that's when I saw the dude was like doing a selfie video, and the whole time his face was just there.
Yes, that's exactly what I saw. That's the exact what I saw. It was fucking.
Like, yeah, that was something else.
Man, what a weird fucking world we live in today. That's a thing that exists. But it's cool that it exists, man. People can do whatever they want, I guess. Just
More power to him, man.
Yeah, more
it's not
power
even
to
behind
him.
closed doors anymore. It's just
it's
wherever
just
you want.
out in a fucking convention, a bunch of people dressed up as cats with.
My most
Tails.
interesting story with a furry is one that dressed as that, and it was someone that I knew, but I didn't know who it was. But it was someone that I knew.
So they just came up to you.
They just came up to me and wouldn't tell me who they were and wouldn't talk at all, but just stared at me as a furry. And I don't have any problem with furries, but at least talk to me if you're gonna
Yeah, what
walk
the
up and
fuck?
stare at me.
That's
It's
super creepy.
It was so, and it wasn't like a couple minutes. It was like 10 minutes.
Is that
I'm
like furry law that you can't talk to a human or something? Or
They can talk, can't they?
why do
Yes, of
furries
course
pop
they
up
can.
on this show
Of
so
course
much?
they
Zeke,
can. In
I think
fact, if you told me who that was, I would reprimand them.
Zeke, I'm pretty
Because
sure you're actually.
furry culture is not about creeping out other
Zeke,
people. It's about
you're outing
sharing
yourself.
your furriness with others.
We're on to something. You outed yourself so many times as a furry, and we never took notice. This is like the 7th or 8th time we've talked about it. We even went to a website like the National Furry Convention, and it was because you brought it up and said to go to the website.
Anthropomorphon.
Zeke like pulls a little book out. He's like, "Let's go over the 7 tenets of furryism."
Hey, you know what? More power to you, Zeke. I'm like half. I do the cat ears and tail, but I don't go full costume. I don't go full furry. You know?
Okay.
It's okay though.
Okay. All right. Well, we all learned something today about Zeke.
It's okay.
Hey.
It's okay.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. In the words of Dave Chappelle, everybody fucks weird to somebody else.
That's true. He's right. He's right. You should start. Patreons are so hot right now. You should start a Patreon to have you go to places like FurryCon and just shoot video and just talk to people.
Stream.
Yeah.
If you...
It'd be great. Just live stream it. It'd be IRL stream. It'd be great. Fantastic stuff.
Used to,
You can see the gears turning in his head. Like he's like, could I do that?
I think that might be breaking a code. Like you don't bring cameras in unless it's a group photo and everybody knows it. I don't know if you're supposed to bring cameras in.
You might
into
be
the
right.
into the whole mix.
Yeah.
That makes.
It's like a secret society or something.
Zeke's gonna have to check with the
It's not a
council
secret.
first.
Everybody has the right to feel safe.
Yeah.
In this environment.
Makes
and
sense.
if the flash goes off and it like
well, it's harmful to cats.
Like the mesh eyes and stuff. If the flash goes off and it hits it in a funny way, you can see the face underneath and blah blah blah.
I got you.
Well, it's not just that, but like usually, even at conventions with cosplayers, you ask them before you just take pictures of them, unless they're posing specifically. So
there you go.
Just to be nice.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
He knows too much. I agree, chat. I agree. Zeke, what else did you play at E3?
Thing.
Well, my first, if it's any tell, the first job I ever had when I was 14 years old was Chuck E. Cheese.
That's like
I
That's like where furries go to work, right? That's
I
like
made pizzas and I did birthday parties for kids. It was fucking awesome. It was my second favorite job after this one.
Wait, were you in the mouse suit? You said you
Yeah.
did. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, most of the kids are like, "Hey, Chucky, I'm gonna kick you in the balls and fucking try and rip your nose off." 90% of the time, that's a girl in that suit.
Oh,
so
God.
tell your fucking kids that, or don't tell them it's a girl, but make sure they don't kick Chucky
Be
in the
nice
balls.
to Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that. Jesus.
And they don't do that to like Mickey Mouse and stuff. I think.
I don't
just
Well,
think
Mickey
they do.
Mouse has like reverence. Like Chuck E. Cheese is like dirty Mickey.
He's dirty Mickey. I agree with that. That's a perfect
Okay.
As
example.
someone just suggested in chat.
Anybody who goes to Disney World has fucking money. Anybody who goes to Chuck E. Cheese like has money for a birthday party like once a
A
year.
birthday party at Chuck E.
Zeke.
Cheese, yeah.
If we actually get a Patreon set up to you travel around to furry cons, part of that Patreon needs to be commissioning you a full 100% legit.
Mouse. Chuck E. Cheese.
No,
top.
no, no.
Oh.
Mr. Business furry cosplay.
Oh.
You know what the funny thing is? I met a dude at TwitchCon during the dance party with that one DJ that everyone likes, the
Steve Aoki?
okay, there you go. There was a dude with a unicorn fucking head on, dressed in a fucking suit,
Okay.
and it was amazing. It was amazing.
Sounds pretty normal for an Aoki crowd, I would say.
Also, I was on drugs, so it might not have been real.
That's also very normal for an
It may have
Aoki
just been a
crowd.
guy in a suit.
None of that might have happened. You might have just drank.
He may have not even been wearing a suit.
Business? What are you doing here?
Oh my god. What else did you play at E3? Did you play anything else? Seems like you're talking about the Hunt Showdown.
Yeah, no, I didn't even play it. I just saw it. Like, there was a couple of cool things I saw. Moss looked pretty cool, that mouse game.
Yeah, did you get it? We were talking about that when we were covering it on the show, about how we couldn't understand how VR was like improving that experience. Did you get a
Or
sense
really
of
how it played at all.
Yeah.
Nope. No, that was our absolute question after we watched that conference. We were like, are you just like human size and you're like standing over and like
Yeah.
watching this shit like as you're playing it? I don't understand how that would help.
Me neither.
But it looked cool. So I was intrigued by it for sure.
Yeah. We didn't. We said that about almost everything that we saw PSVR wise at their conference, Zeke, where we just didn't
Side
understand.
scroller too. Just
Yeah, didn't get how it was VR. Just didn't. Make
Oh, and
sense.
speaking of the Sony conference,
yeah,
I was there with DJ Wheat.
you were at the conference itself.
No. I was there watching side by side with DJ Wheat at the studio. We were watching the Sony conference. And that's when they did Beyond Good and Evil 2, right?
No, that was Ubisoft. That was Ubisoft. Yeah.
Ubisoft. Oh, I'm sorry. I was sitting. Oh, sorry. I thought it was at Sony. I was sitting next to DJ Wade during the Ubisoft conference, and you should have fucking heard him, fucking, just. It was like a gasp and a scream at the same time when he saw the pig head.
Yeah. No, I watched Anna's video of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you did
she
see
recorded
it.
the whole
I didn't
thing,
know where
yeah.
she started recording from.
She started when Eve was like, "Yeah, we've been working on this for a while, blah blah blah." Then they like
Okay.
rolled the
So
footage.
they did
yeah.
the Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Like Carnage
That
was sitting next to him or whatever. I watched that full thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing sitting next to him because I don't think I've ever been around anyone that had that much elation and justification all at once. He just felt like he could like just piss on a cop and just be fine and just fucking I can do whatever I want.
It was funny a little bit behind the scenes. Apparently that video, if you didn't watch, the full story is 3 weeks ago on Drop Frames, for our pre-E3 show, we all tweeted DJ Weed, like 12,000 plus viewers, all tweeted DJ Weed, that Beyond Good and Evil wasn't going to be at E3 this year. And then like,
Was not a fan. He was not.
No,
a fan.
I know he
did
was very
not think
upset.
that was fucking funny.
I know he was very upset. And then at the E3, it got announced, and he recorded a video for Zeke where he wasn't like aggressive towards me or anything, but he was just like, "Get fucked, JP, like it's fucking there, blah blah blah." Apparently, he thought that I was mad at him because of that video, because he went to Aaron and he's like, "Is JP mad at me? Like, did I piss him off?" And I was like, "No, that video was great."
To tweet at your one weakness.
Yeah, I was like, "That video was fucking great. Do that more. That was awesome."
I just want you to know that my top 2 most liked tweets of all time. Number 1 is me in last year at E3 in front of the Naughty America booth.
VR porn.
Like going like, "I'm going in."
Yep.
Second of all time was that one.
Yep. I saw it got a lot. For sure. There was pretty much everything, like Anna's tweets and a couple other people's tweets around that whole thing. There was a lot of social media occurring for sure.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing you saw at E3 and Pocket as well? We didn't really haven't talked to you about E3 at all. So what was some of y'all's favorite stuff you saw?
I'm so excited. Nintendo, I think, in my opinion, for me personally, was like they won, even though, I mean, whatever. I like games from all of them, but Nintendo, I'm excited for all the stuff they announced. But they didn't even show anything. They didn't give any details, but they said we have a core RPG Pokemon game coming to the Switch.
That did it for you?
That did it for me. I was like, that's all I want. That's all I want. My words have been heard. I feel like they were saying basically, hey, shut up. We hear you. Okay? Like, I honestly think that's what they were doing. So.
Yeah. I think they did that for both Pokemon fans and for Metroid fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they announced like off stream or off the main conference the handheld Metroid game, the side scroller Metroid game for 3DS. So yeah, Nintendo had some good stuff. What about you, Zeke? Did you have a thing that you've been constantly craving more information from or anything like that?
Not really. Like for me, this E3, like the cool things were my favorite things at every E3 are the things that I didn't see coming. Two of them were, I want them to dive deep into like psychological VR shit, and they have 2 titles this year that are coming out sometime. I don't remember, but one of them, fucking Frodo Baggins was pushing.
Yeah, so
that one looked cool, like Descendants or I fucking forget the name every time.
I forget the name of it as well, but who was it? It might have been on the Giant Bomb E3 post cover or E3 night shows. Someone did the demo for that. They said it was like really boring and not
really.
That
oh no!
And I was really sad when they said that. So maybe
Transference.
Yeah, maybe something will happen between now and then.
That sucks, man. I really want it to be good because I want another title because I was pretty like, hey, VR is pretty neat. And then Resident Evil came along and was like, this is fucking where we need to be. This is where we need to go. We need to tap into some fear and stuff like that really creates a visceral response.
Right.
And I think I want more stuff like that. And that's why Transference and the one in the Asylum.
Yeah, that one's from that one's from the Until Dawn people.
Yeah, yep.
That actually looks cool. Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 2 that I was really hyped about, new IPs, and I like the idea of pushing the limits in VR.
Yeah.
What did you think about the BioWare new IP?
Anthem.
Anthem.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Aegis. I was like going through all the A names. No, yeah.
I know a lot of people that were like, Anthem's my top out of E3, and I'm like, you don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
It
you
just-
really don't, man. You really, really don't.
What Destiny players play when they're not playing Destiny.
Yeah. Man, I think we talked about this on the E3 shows, but I think Zeke, you're probably in Pocket. Are you a huge Destiny fan?
No, but I'm a big BioWare fan.
Okay. Yeah, like it. I'm gonna play it, but I'm not like necessarily hyped for Destiny 2. I'm not super jazzed about it. And the whole like them announcing the release date for PC is almost a month later, like October 24th or something like that for PC. It just I don't know. It didn't do it for me. Zeke, are you still super jazzed for it?
Well, yeah, I'm jacked for it, but I'm not like. I'm looking forward to it as much as I look forward to a game that I can just turn my brain mostly off and grind. You know, I'm excited for that. I mean, I want to, either lay in my bed or sit at my desk and just like, collect 30 items for some guy. Okay. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it in. Get another step towards that one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not super hyped about it. Like that shit like is comfort food. Like the other stuff, like the new IPs and stuff, that's like the caviar and the foie gras and I don't know how to say it. But that's like the fancy schmancy food that you're like, oh man, I don't have this all the time, but it's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, people definitely lost their shit. I mean, I was pretty excited for Anthem, and then they showed it. I was like, oh, it's a game that's going to look nothing like that when it actually comes out, probably. It's kind of what I got from that. It did look very pretty, though. A lot of that...
It doesn't say much about the game or the combat or anything else. Like, how's the story going to be? Are they going to go a different direction for once? Or what are they going to do?
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a little, like... What did people say? Cautiously optimistic that it could be really good, especially since like their A team's on it.
Right. There was also, didn't they say? Apparently, the lead writer for that is like a bigwig when it comes to writing stuff, but I can't remember what he's written. So, if it's a Destiny game with like an actual story to it, that's a plus on the checkbox for me. I'd be interested in that.
Certainly.
Yeah, I don't know. Zeke, what in terms of, you said Destiny had the most people trying to play it, right? Like the show.
Yeah, well, the most people like I think they did a good thing by spreading it out. But I would say like the only reason why I can only speak for the one hall that I was kind of relegated to, which sucks because the other hall was Sony, but Sony had that like scheduling thing, so there wasn't really lines like waiting hours and hours outside of Sony, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really get a chance to check the Nintendo line because I'm sure that probably wins every year, right?
Probably, yeah.
But outside of Nintendo, Call of Duty by fucking miles.
That makes sense, but I'm blown away every time I hear that game's still popular. I guess because I've been through they're on like the 15th Call of Duty or the some astronomically large number.
But they're going back to their roots, right?
I'd rather just play Call of Duty 2. I mean,
I'll play Modern Warfare 2 again. I would play that again.
Yeah.
That's the last Call of Duty I played. Like, it was, besides Infinite. And Infinite was just like not a Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
To be frank.
Yeah. I think you and the community that's what the community at large said about the game as well. I want to see where they go after the next one. Like, what if they just do the entire order again that they released and just start the whole fucking process over?
Would you be surprised though? I mean, movies do it all the time, so.
Yeah.
I think they'll start doing alternate reality stuff, to be honest.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting if they took the same game and did a different, like, sort of spin on the story. So, like, what if that didn't happen? What if this happened instead? And I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Or what
but
if
that would be
the Wild
Wolfenstein,
West
wouldn't it?
had jetpacks?
You know what?
Like
What
a
if the-
Westworld situation. Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised they haven't done it already.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Cyberpunk is?
Yeah. No, I mean, everything's been done before, Zeke. So you can say that about everything.
No, very like one of my favorite teachers in high school said like there's only really 8 stories out there and the rest are just variations on those.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. It's sad but true. Don't read that. It'll actually ruin media for you. Don't go look that up.
Simpsons did it.
Yeah,
There
it'll
you
suck. The Simpsons.
Simpsons
have
did
done
it. Yep, there it is. Simpsons did it.
Yep. Well, cool. I think we can close the book on E3. I'm glad it's over. It was a lot of work, and I wasn't even at the show.
What's everyone's like opinion on overall? I felt like it was just very meh. Like I'm not like just like meh. Okay.
There were games that from every conference that I want to play. I think that's what Co would probably. I think we both said the same exact stuff.
Pretty much.
Did you notice?
Go ahead, Zeke.
Did you notice how none of us brought up the new Xbox system?
It's not for us.
Why? Yeah. Why would we? There's not a single decent exclusive for it. There's no reason to upgrade it. We don't even know how big the improvements are.
Isn't it
Like,
something about 4K though, or something like that?
Yeah.
Teraflops, baby, teraflops.
I
Yeah.
don't know anything about it.
I mean, it's 4K. It's a 4K console. Yeah. That's what they're pitching it as. But it's not. We have PCs, so it's not for us.
Yeah.
but yeah, like we were talking about in the last show, Pocket, we're pretty much on the same boat. Like just every no, there was not a single showcase that was standout. You know, the last couple years have had like standout showcases. We had Bethesda 2 years ago. We had Sony yesterday or last year. There weren't any this year that stood out. There were a lot of good ones. Microsoft was good. Sony was good. Ubisoft was good. They were all good. But I think this year was much more about the games and the fact that this year is going to be insane. We have so many releases in October this year. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great games, but hopefully this is kind of the cool off year. A lot of sequels, a lot of seconds, thirds, even fourths. But yeah, hopefully next year they'll kind of pick that back up.
Totally.
DJ Tech Live just blew my mind because I'd never put together that Xbox One X, the initials are Xbox.
Yep.
Just blew my mind. Just
That it seems like they were just like, we're not the fucking Xbone, you assholes. We're Xbox. Like, stop fucking saying we're Xbone. It's the Xbox. They were just so tired of that name. Yeah, Zeke, what about you? To answer Pocket's question,
I think I'm going to call it the Expo Zone X.
Did you
just Expo and then cut it and then start with the next X.
Did you see
Zonix.
the
Expo Zonix?
There was a image going around where it was like Xbox One, or sorry, the Xbox, the Xbox, the Xbox One, the Xbox One Xbox, and then it was like the Xbox One X, the Xbox One X Xbox box. Or something
Yeah,
like
what he's
that.
not telling you is it was a picture of the console and
Yeah,
the box.
yeah. That brings it back together. Thank you for that, Co.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the console and the box, it would be Xbox, and then it'd be the Xbox box.
yeah, it was
And
good.
then the Xbox One box. Then the Xbox One box.
Xbox One
box.
Xbox One box.
Yeah,
And then
I liked it.
Xbox One X, Xbox One Xbox.
I think you forgot a box or an X
There's a
somewhere.
box or something in there.
This is all way too confusing for me.
It is. It really is.
Oh, it's also, I think there's another name for all that. Horrible branding.
Yeah, maybe so. It is weird that they went that naming route, but that's a whole nother thing altogether.
We can just call it the Triple X. There's 3 X's.
We could.
That's
call it
Triple X.
Triple
The Triple X system.
Yeah. The second they announced that, I, along with everyone else that's been on the internet, just started making like XXX, Xbox, XXX memes right off the bat. And I don't know, like, how is Microsoft, you don't see that happening? Or maybe you do, and that's how you expect your new console launch to get out there, is because it's memeable. I don't know.
That's true.
Marketing has to be such a weird place to work in now with the advent of memes. Like, you probably want memes around your product because it only propels it that much forward in the world of getting out there. But it's got to be a fucking, like, do they teach memes in college and marketing school?
I feel
Why
like
did it
you'd be
have to, man?
surprised though. You'd be surprised how many people in marketing and stuff just aren't up to speed.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
Like,
Well,
especially gaming.
it's amazing how they like marketing can trick you, and that's how they teach you to market is how to trick the person watching into like when I found out that the Hot Topic was selling NSUCK like NSYNC, but they were selling NSUCK t-shirts.
Yeah.
And when I found out that NSYNC like owned those t-shirts, I was like,
Yep. Yep.
that's fucking that blew my mind. I was like, why would they sell?
Because they're making money off their haters, man.
Yeah.
It was great.
It makes total
So
fucking sense.
they're making money on both ends, like the ones who hate it and the ones who love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It blew my mind. That's like it opened the doors. Like, oh shit, there's all kinds of fucking trickery going on out there.
Yep. Yep. Well, we got about 25 minutes to break. Zeke, I didn't prompt you with this, so I apologize. But you're going to host the show now and talk to me. It's the only way I can get you involved and talking to me and Pocket about Final Fantasy. You got to ask us the questions about it, because if I do it, it's just going to be me and Pocket talking for Final Fantasy for 25 minutes, and you and Co will just fuck off.
Usually I have like an hour to prepare when I do it.
I know.
I'm gonna Google some shit real quick.
That's why I apologize to you.
No, I can wing it. I've been doing it long enough. I can hear something you say and go like, well, what about this?
Okay.
I'll be on Reddit.
Okay.
What about this?
All right. The show is yours now, Zeke.
Okay. So Final Fantasy, is it 14? That's out right now?
It is. Well,
now is Stormblood an expansion?
it is.
Or is it just is it woven like at the end of Final Fantasy 14, or is it a side thing?
It is an expansion. It takes place after Heavensward, which is the second or the first expansion. This is the second one, continuing the story.
Okay.
So the only way you could play it is having played the original game, Heavensward, and now this.
Okay, so you have to be a certain level to play this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is the game where we were talking with Sacriel, and we blew his goddamn mind because we told him that you can actually pay to move forward in the game. If it's not early access, Sacriel. If it's not an early access game that's fucking real bad and it's full of bugs, Sacriel just doesn't know what to do. You know.
So getting in my ear to ask about lines.
To what? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's jump straight to that, I guess.
There's
Pocket, did you spend much in the line?
You mean in the queue?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
No. I'm saying in the Robin line.
Oh, okay. So I did the questing, and I quickly realized this quest is broken. And then someone's like, "Yeah, JP's been here for I don't even know how long, like 5 hours." And I'm like, "Yeah, just not okay. I'm just gonna log out now. Go hang out with my dad."
Okay.
I did take a picture on my Twitter of the line on my server, though. There was this just giant line behind me. You could level up through PvP though, so that's what a lot of people did.
Right, yeah. Most people didn't sit here for 10 hours. Well, that's not true. A lot of people sat here for 10 hours like I did. Some even sat there for 25 plus hours. But Zeke, for the first couple of...
What are you getting in this line? What is this line for?
I will show you right now. I did a 24-hour sponsored stream for this.
Right.
The first 11 hours of said stream, 5 of those hours were literally doing this. I had my controller. I was hitting AA left, A, BA over and over for 5 hours. I ended the 24-hour stream after contacting Square Enix because it was messed up. What happened is this particular guy is away. So one of the best ways to level is doing the main story quest, right?
Okay.
It's like the main focus of the game, right? It's the main story. And it's the best XP. It's the way to unlock everything else in the game when it comes to dungeons, different trials, primals, all that stuff. But they didn't, it's not a bug. This was done on purpose. It just didn't work the way they anticipated it. They basically, if you think of it like a fucking, remember you talking about those water towers in Montana?
Yeah.
Think about someone going up there with a pin and jabbing it in the side of that and making a hole. That was the amount of people that were able to get through this quest at one time. A giant fucking water tower was able to get like maybe a couple drops out every 20 minutes or so.
How do they decide who went in?
Complete luck. There was no luck.
Are you fucking kidding me? It was a lottery?
It was a complete lottery. So for 10 hours, it was me trying to get through that. Aurelian, who was also doing the 24-hour stream, got through in like 3 tries right at the very beginning. So she was fine. She actually ended up doing her full 24 hours. I sat here for 5 hours, went to sleep for about 6 or 7, came back and did it for 5 more, then finally got through. But that
I bet there's assholes out there during this kind of thing that were like, hey, I got it in like my second try. I don't know what your problem is.
Aaron kept doing that. She kept unmuting in Discord, and she's like, hey, you still back at that thing? And I'm like, yes, honey, please go play your game. I'll talk to you soon.
You should have done oh God, wasn't there a got a minute like
I don't know,
a commercial? Yeah, no, anyways. So what do you get? This is the only way to progress?
This was the only way to progress this story, is to sit here and do this. This was later on. This was, I think this stream started at 10 o'clock at night, and you could see 5 hours into the stream, I'm still doing the exact same thing. I just sat there for 5 hours hitting A, B, A, just talking to the chat, just hanging out. Then I finally got in after that and played for, I don't know, 16 or so. But yeah, that was kind of the experience with the game at the start. And it didn't really get, quote, fixed, which they didn't fix anything. It's just people started getting through because people went to bed and they just gave up. And so eventually the numbers were down enough to where people slowly started getting in, and there was less number of people trying to progress forward through this. That's not to say that there wasn't, like, I could have left and leveled another job. I could have left in PvP like Pocket was good at, or like Pocket was doing. There were other ways to progress in terms of leveling. I just sat here for 10 hours because I just didn't want to do any of that other shit, because eventually I knew I was going to have to come back to this.
Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Did you say something about, do you have to reschedule, or was Square Enix just totally fucking cool with this?
No, they were totally cool with this. It was literally, I messaged them. I was like,
easy money.
I messaged them and I was like, hey, I've been sitting in this line for like 5 hours. Like, what do you want? Should I stop? And they're like, it's really up to you. This is obviously not the best streaming content, and obviously, you know, the game's not going to show that well if you're doing this. So if you how'd your
viewer count do?
It was actually, since everyone else was doing the same thing, they were watching me do this, and so it was really good. Yeah.
Yep.
And as soon as I got,
absolutely bet it didn't dip at all.
As soon as I got through, it actually went down, because then with the main story quest, people are pretty, they don't want to have it spoiled, basically. And so they stopped tuning in. They would go watch people that were just PvPing or stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I sat there for about 10 hours and 30 minutes doing the same thing over and over and over until I finally get in. And it kind of sucked that was like how it started out for people. But Pocket, you were still leveling, so you didn't really get...
Well, what I did is, because I date someone that also plays the game, and he's the one that went off and just PvP'd to max level and then went back and did the main story.
Right.
So he's the one that hit max level just by doing PvP. And the new 72-person map gives a lot of experience. So if you chain it, you can actually level up quite quickly. Mm-hmm. Me, personally, my dad was in town, so I'm like, well, not going to level. And then I would check in every day, and people would be like, oh, I still haven't gotten through. I'm like, well, not going to level today either.
Yeah.
And finally, I got on Monday or Tuesday, and everyone was done. There wasn't a line. There was like one person at the quest giver, and I was just like, hey, everybody out-leveled me. We're good now.
Yeah.
So that was...
What is the carrot at the end of the stick to level? Do you have to be certain levels to do like group activities, like raids or whatever?
There's dungeons along that line. There's primals. There's in-game raids and stuff like that. The main story quest is kind of how you honestly progress through the game. Granted, you could hit 70, like Pac was just saying, without all that, but you still got to go back and do it. And so that was my point. Is my thinking behind it is I didn't want to go and do all of that just to have to come back do the main story quest and only be progressing. I'd rather be getting XP at the same time. But I sat there for 10 hours, so I didn't really win. I probably wasted time doing that ultimately, thinking I was going to get in. But see, here's an image of the line, by the way.
There you go. Oh my.
The image of the what now?
So just look at the video. These are people in line.
Hold on, there's an actual line.
So this is what happens sometimes in MMOs. If there's something that's fucked up in the game, the community will start to form a line to try to limit the amount of people trying to get in at once to facilitate more people getting in altogether, right? That's their thinking.
Whoa. So they actually work together and are not like all for themselves?
Well,
Sometimes.
except for me, because here's me skipping the entire line and going straight up to the front and just spamming the button. And the best part about this, Zeke, was when I did this, a lot of people in the stream or a lot of people in this line were watching the stream. So then in game with like /shout, they were just like, hey, go look at this fucking asshole skipping the line at twitch.tv/itmeJP.
Free advertising.
And I then like to respond and be like, yeah, that guy's an asshole. Like,
so is there voice in this or no voice?
There's no voice.
Okay. Because I think that it would be like a goddamn concert waiting for the concert to begin. And just a din of people just shouting and yelling and music playing out of nowhere. Like I pictured this like I pictured the beginning of a PUBG match.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of talking in game through like text chat of everyone just like bitching and saying like form a line, it's gonna help, and then people like me just skipping the line, blah blah blah. But eventually that chatter came into the stream because of what I was doing on stream.
That would be difficult to deal with.
It was fine though. Like everyone was civil for the most part, and if they weren't, they ended up leaving after a while because we didn't give them attention. But yeah, that was what I did for 10 of the 36 hours that I streamed.
So do you play mostly solo or do you play mostly with other people?
No, we have a and Pocket's actually on the same server, but she's not in the same FC as me. FCs are guilds. When I say FC, I mean guild. We have a do what?
Football clubs.
Exactly, that's what it stands for. Yeah. No, me, Strippin, and Aurelian have a FC which has 512 people in it, which is the max, and that stays maxed like all through. There's people trying to constantly get in through a recruitment process, but it's just always maxed. They boot people if you don't log in like every 4 days or something like that. That's how active it is.
Wow.
And so we're able to just, and this is not the experience for everyone that plays Final Fantasy, but we're able to like log in and say like, hey, does anyone want to blank? And 100% of the time we're going to be able to fill a group in seconds to do whatever.
How much is a group? How many is a group?
Depends what you're doing. If you're doing a standard dungeon, it's 4. If you're doing a normal primal, which is kind of like I could show a primal in a sec. It's 8. If you're doing an alliance, like a raid, it's 24. If you're doing like just group 24. Content out in the wild, there's no limit really.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm interested to hear what Pockets thinks of the game because I've been talking a lot.
Is the setup similar to WoW? Like you gotta have a tank, healer, DPS.
Yeah, there's the Trinity there still, so they still rely on healers as well.
Okay.
Yep.
Which I play a healer. JP, what do you play?
I'm playing tank right now.
Okay. I haven't tried the new classes, but I played the Scholar, and I tried out the PvP. I don't know. Have you tried out the PvP at all?
I have, but not like. I'm not a PvPer, so I'm not super. There was changes, I guess, is what you should say to that. They took it out so it's. When I say skill-based, you can only use your skills in-game. There's no auto-attacking anymore. It's very Guild Wars 2-y if you've played that PvP.
It's very Guild Wars 2-y. And it gives you a set... You don't get all your skills. So most classes have quite a bit of skills, but they limit it to, what is it, like 8 or 10 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
And I went in there as a Scholar, and I'm like, oh, man, this is just terrible. So then I switched to my White Mage, another healer. AoE heals for everybody. And I'm just like, okay, well, I guess I'm sticking to this in PvP. And I wasn't a big fan of that, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that because I want to have all my skills.
Yeah, they simplified it a lot. And PvP's never been like a huge strong point of this game. Most people that play PvP are either super fucking into it or they're just playing to get the daily done. Or in the latest expansion, they're playing to level up. There's not like you're either a diehard PvPer or you're someone that's kind of not necessarily forced, but you're doing it once that day because you get something from it.
Right.
And then you're never queuing again.
What's max level? Or did this up the max level?
70, yeah, it was 60. So.
Okay, so this you're trying to get 10 more levels.
Yep.
Okay. How long does it take generally to get a level?
It's not too bad. Quite a few people did it in just a few days. So
Yeah. If you weren't rushing main story quests, you didn't get fucked by the Robin, the thing that I was just showing you. I think someone hit 70, at least on my server, Genova, which is not one of the biggest ones. I think people are doing it like 20 hours, 24 hours, something like that. It's not hard at all. The leveling's not like the biggest thing.
So like 2 to 3 hours per level.
Yeah, it definitely scales up. It starts like 60 to 61 is shorter than 69
Yeah,
to 70.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Now is
Are you trying to
you know
stay awake?
I'm honestly just coming up with I'm honestly just like thinking of my old WoW day questions.
Yeah.
Like how do you get loot and how like all this kind of shit. Like what
I think for this one, I mean, because they've made some changes. The PvP, I think, was a really obvious change. JP, you've had a chance to do max level stuff, though, haven't you? Because I haven't yet.
Yeah. This is some of the raiding. The quote, the two hardest things in the game right now, until the raid comes out in like a week and a half, is the primals. So primals are the thing that I was talking about earlier. They're basically Final Fantasy summons, to make an equivalent of, like if you've seen Bahamut or anything like that, or Ifrit or any of that shit. They're actually in the game. You fight them as primals. And so there's extreme version of those, which they're called extreme primals, which is like the hardest versions of them. You get different loot from that. And that's what I've been doing, is the two primals. This is Lakshmi, which
Well, does everybody get loot or do you have to like roll for it?
It depends on the boss. If you do Susano EX Extreme, which is one of the other ones, only one weapon drops. And if you do the boss 10 times, then you get a token each kill. 10 tokens equals one weapon. And you also get, so it takes a while. Like it takes a good time to do that. But you can't think of it like old school WoW raids. There's no trash. You literally spawn into the instance, you fight the boss. You don't have to get there. You fight him right off the bat.
It literally puts you right in front of it. So if you're someone coming from WoW and you're not paying attention, you could just run and aggro the boss and everyone dies because you're not ready.
Yeah.
So it puts you right in front of the boss and just this giant.
It's also, as someone who's raided a lot in WoW, the way that WoW has like add-ons, you can't, there's no add-ons for this game that are officially supported by Square. There's like DPS meters and stuff like that, but Square doesn't necessarily think like you can't get banned, but if you use them to like intimidate other people in the game and they report you, you'll actually get banned for that. You can't say, hey, your DPS sucks because you're pulling X amount of DPS, because then it's basically bullying because of an outside add-on, and that's where they'll ban you. But if you just casually sit there and watch meters and not talk about it in game, then they're not going to do anything to you. But because of that, there's no like, and this only makes sense to WoW players who've played the game at all or raided in it. There's no deadly boss mods. Yeah. So if you're raiding, you kind of have to rely on everything in the game. There's not like there's not like a giant blinking fucking light on your monitor saying like, hey, move, get the fuck out of the way or anything like that. Or you need to go fucking do this right now.
They have a built-in deadly boss mods though. Like
a little bit, yeah.
Like some things they don't tell you what it does, but like I know from the Chimera fight where it'll be like it's glowing blue and it's like, oh, we need to run because it's blue. Right. Like it kind of tells you, it just doesn't tell you what it does. So if someone doesn't know, you kind of just have to figure it out as you go. Like, oh, that's bad.
Yep. And a lot of times, like the harder fights, they're not telegraphed like that. So you'll just have to know that, hey, the boss is about to cast this. Get the fuck out of the way, or you're gonna die. You're gonna get one shot. And that was like, as I was doing this stuff, doing the raids, it was really refreshing it was challenging in that sense because I wasn't relying on a mod to tell me, hey, get the fuck out of the way, or hey, go do this immediately. I actually had to think. And that was kind of fun. Like I kind of enjoyed that. Granted, it sucks when people don't think, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was still kind of cool to kill the two EX primals. And this stuff's on farm by the majority of the people that do it now. Once you kill, like you get a kill on it, it's pretty easy to replicate that and continue doing it. But they're super involved. Like both bosses have 5 to 6 mechanics that you constantly have to be thinking about and worrying about, which is a lot of fun to do. This is
how many different classes are there?
15, 14, something like that. They added 2 more in the expansion.
Yeah.
I think there's 15 total.
Do they fall strictly into the Trinity, pretty much?
Yep.
Okay.
One thing that's really cool about them, though, is that you can have all of them on one character. So you can level them all up on one character. You don't need to go and make a new character because you no longer want to play a priest. It got nerfed. So now you want to make a paladin to heal. You can just do it all on your same character. And I think once you hit max level, you get like XP boosts to level up faster throughout.
Yeah, you get 100% XP boost to level another class.
Yeah.
Are there like classes that are just like super awesome or super shit that like everyone plays or no one plays?
Kind of,
like
but
if you come in and you're like, hey, I'm a gnome, blah 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 blah, and they're like, fuck, our DPS is gonna be shit now because this asshole's here.
Not necessarily, yeah. Because
I think it's more like now you have the 2 new classes, the samurai and the red mage, and like it's like the Death Knight in WoW where everyone was playing it. So every time I get dungeons, that's the DPS is a red mage or a samurai.
Yeah. Luckily, those 2 classes are on the higher end in terms of tier. So they're like really good. And so you're going to clear that dungeon much faster just because it's easier to pull higher damage on those 2 classes. But again, there's no in-game numbers saying that you're pulling higher DPS than someone. So, and you can't say like, hey, you're only pulling X amount of DPS, step it up. Because then you're bullying them. So it's a really odd place in that sense. But the other thing is and Pocket can speak to this too. I think Final Fantasy is known for just being a generally nice community, which is especially weird in an MMO. Like, people just help people in this game.
Dude, those motherfuckers were standing in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty
Come
good
on
example.
now.
Yeah.
I definitely from like old school WoW days where I was like, standing in what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You had people taking your mobs in WoW. Like, no, these are mine.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I guess.
No, if that was me, I'd jump in Final Fantasy 14, like go like run down the line like you were, but with my fucking finger up the whole way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's generally and granted, you know, there's going to be an asshole every once in a while. But in the now 840 hours that I put into the game, I've met 2 assholes in the entirety of those 840 hours. And it was very brief. It was in a random queue. And it was very tame. They didn't like tell me to go kill myself. They were like, hey, you fucking suck at tanking. And I was like, okay, cool. Thanks, man. Like I never saw them again. And that was the end of that. So it's refreshing.
I've played lots of MMOs, WoW included, Star Wars, Ultima Online, which had probably the most assholes. But I didn't know if I'd like this because I got so burnt on MMOs when that thing like 4 years ago where they all came out at once. I just got so burnt that I never tried Final Fantasy. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to try and level slowly. And the community, even people who aren't watching the stream, will take their time. And if they see you, especially since I'm a healer, like hitting things with rocks and it's not dying very fast, someone will come up and just kill it for you and then walk away, not even say anything. Or like I took the time to heal someone who was dying and they came back and gave me this little companion dude that follows me around. And they're like, thank you. And I'm like, oh, this is what? You guys are nice? It like changed my mind. I'm like, oh, I like this. This is so nice.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous how nice people are in this game, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Do you think the game has something to do with that? Do you think the game itself encourages that?
I don't know if it encourages it. I think I don't know. I don't know why the fuck that is.
It might be because, I mean, I think Final Fantasy is something that was a passion for many of us before we ever played this game. Like, we all have our, like, connection before we even jumped into this MMO. Versus something like WoW is, like, some people played Warcraft, but I think most of us didn't. And we got into it, and people were a lot more greedy in that, and even in Guild Wars and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what creates the culture of... Because everything about the game screams that it shouldn't, right? Like, I can't pinpoint what causes the niceness of the community, but it's definitely there. Like, you very rarely see just...
Well, people in chat were saying like that Final Fantasy something when one of the other ones was super Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Final Fantasy 11 was super difficult, and you had to have help. You had to help each other to get through it. Like you can't.
Final Fantasy 11 is the Dark Souls of MMOs. It is a fucking.
Final Fantasy 11 had a lot of stuff based on the original EverQuest in it.
Yeah, it is. It is a game unlike any other game I've ever played before, and it's exactly right. Like if you don't have a group, you can't fucking do anything.
Well, that definitely, because you can't. If that's the case, then that would definitely generate like people being nice to each other. Because hey, I really like to play this game, but I need to. Yeah, there has to be like the inherent goodness of humanity. Like,
yeah.
Hey,
well, and
you can farm stuff, and I'll run the cattle, and then we'll share each other's stuff, and we'll live.
The funny thing about 11 was the idea that the majority of the people that played 11 were Japanese. It was a heavily dominated Japanese community. But in game, if you would type a word that was relevant to something within the game, like a quest or a job name, a class name, an item, an ability, anything, and you hit tab, it'll auto-fill the word and auto-translate it to anyone in the game so that they can understand what the fuck you're saying. And they even had things like, hello, how are you doing, blah, blah, blah. And it's in 14, but there's a lot more people now that speak English to play the game. But back then, there wasn't. And so that's how you would communicate with your party, with people in game, because they didn't speak your fucking language. You would use the auto-translate stuff. And it was really awesome as like a 15-year-old, 14-year-old kid when I was playing 11, being able to just talk to someone who's playing right now in Tokyo and have an actual conversation about what we were doing in game because of the auto-translator stuff. And I think that is kind of maybe where a lot of it came over with, because a lot of people that played 11 came over to 14. But 11's still going.
That's another interesting point, though, because a lot of Japanese people work really well together. In a lot of games I played where there were servers for them, they worked really well together. Even on an Ultima Online, which is fully PvP with PvE elements, we would just get stomped by the Japanese guilds because they all worked together phenomenally. They helped each other versus like our guild and other guilds were a lot greedier, or every man for himself sometimes. And I think that's a philosophy that might be carried over as well, is that working together.
Yeah,
so.
I would agree. This is one of the other primals. They do.
Man, this looks really fucking cool though.
I
gotta say, because you're blocking the sword, right? And you have to like.
Yeah, and that was me tapping my space bar with both thumbs going back and forth as fast as possible. But the primals are like one of my favorite things about the game is the music. Like, I wouldn't say that I typically think about music a lot in video games. Like it's obviously music helps, but like Final Fantasy's music or 14's is fucking insane. And the composer that's made all of them has put out like 500 different songs over the past 4 years for the game. And I can't really name a bad one. There's songs that I don't necessarily like, but like all of them make the fight so much more fucking epic than it has any right to be. Just because you have like this epic sounding music behind the fight as you're going. And it's really
I played it over
cool.
a year ago, and I'll never forget the music in Ifrit. That was awesome.
Dude,
like it's epic guitar, and it's incredible. It's incredible.
It's fucking really cool. Incredible.
And some of them are so different. Like you'll have like the scene where it's like this like Dark Souls-esque like opera music, and then it'll switch a phase, and suddenly it'll be like metal. Just out of nowhere. And you're just like, whoa! Now we're
How long do these fights last? This particular one.
This particular fight lasts, if you kill it, this one's the hardest one in the game right now. If you kill it, it's about if you have okay damage, it's like 13 minutes, I think, 14 minutes, something like that.
Okay, so not like a disgusting amount of time.
No,
the harder ones are actually timed. So if you don't kill the enemy in X amount of minutes, then they'll do some kind of giant move that completely destroys your raid.
Yeah, there's
so
a
it's
rage
actually
timer.
the harder you get. The harder they are in a lot of cases, the shorter the fights are.
Yep, and their range timer on this, when we were learning this boss, we hit the enrage timer about 15 times. Like this boss is a huge DPS check for those that have played MMO and know what that means. It's pretty tough. But the other thing is I was able to beat this boss without ever stepping in Discord There was no communication except in-game text, so it's not too bad. It's still pretty difficult, but if you can beat something without having to like communicate with people actively, I think that it kind of shows the difficult of the stuff right now. When the raids come out, the Savage version of raids are usually like unbelievably difficult. So we'll be able to judge the skill of it there. Zeke, I'll play some of the music so you can hear it.
Okay.
I won't say where this is from in game because it's major spoils for the story, but you won't be able to tell that just from the song. I don't want to be too loud. Can you hear that, Zeke?
Nope.
You hear it now?
Yeah.
All right, let me get to the good point in the song. All right, here's where the song gets good. This is when crazy shit starts happening in the fight. It's like fucking... Still not there yet. Now imagine killing shit to this and like fucking having to think about like it's fucking blood pumping shit.
Dude,
man.
that is epic. Yeah. That definitely helped. For
And
sure.
you're fighting like a giant fucking dragon as you're doing this and trying to dodge shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking great.
No, it's
pretty
like
good.
it sounds like a choir of angels.
Yeah, it's good. The entirety of the MMO is filled with. The bosses will drop songs and you can put them in your house because the game has in-game housing, and you can just sit there in your house and listen to music, and like I'll do that occasionally, just hanging out, talking with people in game. It's pretty good stuff.
It's a really good game that I wish I had picked up a little sooner, but I needed that break from MMOs, I guess, to really appreciate it. But it certainly has a lot of differences that I really appreciate about it versus like other ones like WoW. The biggest one being add-ons. I don't like add-ons.
Yeah.
So,
Also, the story's actually
Community.
good. It's not a forgetful fuck like. This is not the best scenario because Aaron will cry about anything, but there's things that happen in the main story of the game that brought Aaron to like sobbing because of like character deaths and shit like that.
I will say one
okay.
thing that I don't like that's not noob friendly, and I'm talking about as someone I'm new. Obviously, I have not put hundreds of hours in. However, oh my gosh, the A Realm Reborn quests are absolutely terrifying.
That's the other thing, and maybe this is where we can bring Cohen into this because it doesn't make sense to chart. Like we talked about it very briefly when we had Sakura on when it came to charging people to skip the story and levels and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the first part, the level 1 to 50 stuff, A Realm Reborn is the name of that, the actual game. There's 247 main quests that you have to do. And it's probably safe to say 60 to 70% of those are, hey, take this thing to this guy across the world. And it's just the most monotonous fucking bullshit ever. And so that's why people would skip them.
Level.
Yeah.
So you hit next level, you hit 50, and you're like, I'm done with the Realm Reborn. Nope, you still have 150 more quests. What?
Yeah.
Just for that. And then you can go to the next stage to hit 50 to 60, and you have to do it. And that's why whenever I was just like, oh my gosh, I thought I was going to get through this, I just skipped. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this.
I will say there's been a lot of people in our guild that did skip both Heaven's Ward and A Realm Reborn, and they have huge regrets because now they're max level and they have no idea what's going on with the story. And they skipped like over 100 hours plus of content, and you can go back and watch the cutscenes.
Yeah.
But you're not like doing the quest at that point. So a lot of them will just go back and like they'll sit in their house and fucking open up the cutscene book and just sit there and watch every single cutscene that's happened up until that point.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna end up going back and watching just all of the cutscenes, probably offline. So
quick question. How long would it take me to get to where you are?
It took Aaron to get to the start of Stormblood before Stormblood came out. It took her, let me do the math real quick. 9 days played, which is 200 hours of in-game time to get to where we were. And that's pretty much main story. That's like mainlining it. If you skipped all the quests and only watched the cutscenes, it's probably about 100 hours.
Yeah.
But she sat there and voice acted like every line of text for the main story. So it took her like obviously a little bit longer than what it would for a person that's just reading through that stuff and not streaming it. That's why people buy the level potion skips, right? Like there's a decision that has to be made by the people that don't want to necessarily watch that or that do blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so before we go to break, I got one last question for you.
Okay.
My interest is piqued. Now listen.
Look, Zeke, here's the thing. Okay, go ahead.
I like grind. I like the grind. I love like Destiny had a grind. WoW had a grind. I like that. I like pressing the feeder bar and getting my food pellet.
Uh-huh.
I like that.
Uh-huh.
It does not. In fact, it gives me endorphins, like I'm sure it does for you guys.
Totally.
Now, would you recommend to a new player to go through the entire thing or to skip?
I say definitely. Go through it. Because here's a perfect example. I don't know if you saw this pocket. Soda Poppin did a sponsored stream on Tuesday for the game. Had never played it at all. Maybe like very briefly. But he hadn't touched Final Fantasy at all. And they level skipped him to 60. And he was given a level 60 character with all the abilities. And he had absolutely zero fucking clue what was happening. Absolutely zero. And for about 2 hours of the sponsored stream, which was only an hour, he sat there in town and just read his abilities, set up his he just read everything. And then maybe about 30 minutes later, or 30 minutes of the actual 4-hour stream was actual gameplay. Like it is, there's so much stuff.
It's too much to do if you just skip it. When I did it, I got from 1 to 50, but then call it a waste of money. I skipped 260 in the story. And I was like, I'll just go back and watch the cutscenes later. But I already had a really good feeling for the game, despite being new. And I would suggest to anyone that's not rushing to endgame, which is like the rating, just relax and enjoy the story and enjoy the combat and the people. So that's honestly what I enjoy the most about it.
And when you level up, you do it alone, right? You can do it alone.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yep. The main story quest for the most part is all solo player stuff until you start getting to some of the later stuff. Then it is group based. But there's ways to the game does a good job of, even if you're max level, you're thrown into the same queue that the person at level 20 queuing for the stuff is also queuing into. So you'll get people that are max level helping you with stuff at level 20, and you're both getting things from it.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll just join like a rando for some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the game
they just run through, don't even say anything, finish it, and then you're out and doing quests again.
Because it'll automatically level the higher people down to the appropriate level for the content that they queued for.
Yeah.
Is this a standalone story?
Yes. Yeah, you don't have to have played anything. There's definitely nods to other Final Fantasies. Like there's Moogles in the game. There's Tonberries. Like there's
Sid.
Yeah, Sid's in there. There's definitely bosses, like summons and stuff like that.
Because Final Fantasy 1 through 6 or 1 through 7, I'm pretty up on.
Yeah.
But everything after that, like between 7 and now, I'm like, meh.
There are like raids designed around like Final Fantasy 5. There's raids designed around Final Fantasy 6 stuff, like complete callbacks to old Final Fantasy games.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Big Wedge are in it. Yeah. When I saw them, I was like, whoa.
There's a primal named Sephiroth.
Yeah.
And he has fucking incredible music. And he's really fucking cool looking.
Yeah.
Someone said you can play with a controller. Is that true?
100%. You can play with a controller, and the best raiders or the best players in the world actually prefer controller.
I don't wanna. You're like a pusher. I don't want to do it.
Here's the
do it. I heard you can play it for free.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
It is a pusher. You are fucking. It's drugs.
Here's the thing, Zeke. You can play the level 35 with no time restraint completely free. The full game. On PS4 or PC, and people that play on PS4 can play with people on PC. Same servers.
Oh, it's cross-platform.
It's cross-platform.
Yeah.
It obviously looks better on PC and stuff like that. But yeah, you can fucking sit on a couch and just sit there and run around and level up.
No, the reason why is because like when I get offline, I play games on my bed.
Yeah.
Like I'm just kind of like leaning up against my headboard and with a controller. It's a little more difficult with a keyboard, but if I can play this with a controller.
Yeah, the way it works is on the directional pad, up, down, left, right, and X, Y, A, B are all buttons. And then if you hold down left trigger, those are all a new set of buttons. If you hold down right trigger, those are all a new set of buttons. So you can have up to whatever 24 different buttons on your controller.
Wow.
So.
All right. Well, don't get too excited. I probably will never stream this.
Yeah, if you do come over to Genova. That's the server that we're on. I think you can make characters still.
A lot of streamers are on that server too. So.
Yeah, that's where me, Strippin, Dodger, Aurelian, Pocket, we all play there. Gilgamesh is like the biggest server, but you can't make a character there. They have it.
Well, I've been looking for like another MMO to really take up my time because it was WoW for a long time, then it was Destiny for a while, and now I haven't had one in years.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know, whenever I stopped playing Destiny, which was before Iron King or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now a lot of people are playing MMOs. Co's playing an MMO. He's back to EverQuest 1. He's loving it. Summit's been playing Black Desert Online. Like, there's not very many games out for the next month or two, so it's kind of the perfect time to play one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, MMOs and prequels, which is pretty much my schedule at PUBG for like the next 2 months.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, let me know if you do end up playing Zeke. You can't join the FC until you've bought the game. But if you buy the game, I'll send you a refer a friend code, and then you get extra stuff in game for that. As I do as well, but it'll help.
We'll see when we get to that part.
Yeah.
When we get to that point.
All right, just let me know. But yeah, the other thing, if you the weirdest thing about Final Fantasy 14 was Final Fantasy 14 1.0 came out and it fucking sucked. It was awful. It was like terrible. So they basically ended that game and took it offline for, I don't know, like 6 months or 3 months or something like that. And then completely redid the game from the ground up and brought it back, which is called, that's what 2.0 is. That's what A Realm Reborn is. And today, Danny O'Dwyer is doing a documentary on that entire process. And episode 1 just came out today. So it's like 15 minutes long. I haven't watched it yet, but it's
awesome though.
If you watched Danny O'Dwyer's stuff before on like Wolfenstein or any of that stuff, it's fantastic. So you can check that out as well if you want some more information about it. But that's that. That's like all I've been playing pretty much. I think Pocket as well.
I had plans. I randomly got into Final Fantasy because people wouldn't stop talking about it, and obviously the guy I'm dating wouldn't stop talking about it. So it's like, okay, I'll try it. And then I've pushed back Bloodborne because of it, because I too, like, I don't have anything to play, so I was gonna go back and revisit games I just never got around to playing. And I was like, okay guys, I gotta play Bloodborne. I said I would. So next week I'm gonna start playing something else as well as Final Fantasy.
Bloodborne's a pretty good game.
I'm excited.
Bloodborne's okay.
It's an alright game. Yeah, we're all super big Bloodborne fans, so
I need to go back and play it again, and this time with knowledge of things.
Yeah.
I beat Dark Souls. The Dark Souls 3. The only boss I didn't beat was Nameless King. But is it like way more difficult?
It's different. It's a different type of it's a different type of Dark Souls game.
Okay.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's harder. Some people, like, I would say some of the bosses are harder, but I think other people would say that Dark Souls whatever has harder bosses in it. It just really fits on how you're wired or how you play the game.
Yeah.
Aggressive or tactical. And aggressive really shines in Bloodborne.
Yeah.
In fact, there's mechanics to promote aggressiveness.
Yeah. There's no shields, and there's a shield, but for the most part, there's no shields in Bloodborne. You just have a weapon and a dodge, and then you just go ham.
Which is sad because I was shield and sword man in Dark Souls. I just got used to being shield and sword man.
First couple hours of Bloodborne are going to be rough, but once you understand the mechanics and what's going on, you'll have a lot of fun.
It's super fun. It's really fun.
Don't put a lot of points in Arcane. I'll just say that.
Zeke thought Arcane, as it probably should have, meant mage stuff, and it kind of doesn't at all. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
About I don't know, 15 hours in the game, I was like, "You motherfuckers fooled me! You fooled me!"
Yeah. That'll be
I was like, "Come on, fireball! Come on, lightning bolt!"
Yeah. Bloodborne's one of those games though that I wish I could Eternal Sunshine my mind and go back and play. It's a fun playthrough.
Agreed.
It's a really fun playthrough. Some of
I'm
those
excited.
bosses though are a fucking nightmare. Like the final boss of the DLC is like probably the hardest for me. Was the hardest boss. The most time I've spent on a boss in Dark Souls, which was like 6 or 7 hours of just constantly dying. And people like Ko and Zeke beat him in like an hour.
Well, but that's the thing. But that's the thing. Like, I found something like cheap, and I like immediately I was like,
You abused
well,
it.
because it worked on the previous whoever the lady with the swords was. Like, it worked on her,
Yeah.
and I was like, and I'm not gonna like ruin it, but it was like, oh, it worked on her. Let me try it on the orphan. Oh shit, it works. Great.
Yeah.
And,
And
I
that's
just kind of did it.
the boss before that. I like 2-shot, and a lot of people have issues with Maria. So just it depends on how you play it. So
I feel like, I mean, it's obviously going to be like the find your thing. But I had that in Dark Souls because I was playing with a shield, and then I went up against Pontiff and what's his name, the champ, and just got absolutely annihilated because I couldn't play because they countered it so well because they were so fast.
yeah, the twin brothers is what you're talking about.
No, the champ, Champion Gundyr.
Yeah, champion of Gundyr.
Oh yeah.
He absolutely, because I was like, oh, I'll just dodge behind him, and then he kicked my face, and I was like, okay, I guess I won't do that.
Yeah, he's
either.
super fucking aggro. Yeah. God,
Yeah.
Dark Souls is Dark Souls is a pretty good game. We're due for a break though, so let's take that
Game
break.
of the year.
Yeah, it was for me as well. Let's take a break. Zeke will go download Final Fantasy 14 during it, and then we'll come back and just start playing that instead. And Ko will go to sleep.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna talk about Darkest Dungeon and just generally what else we've been playing. So we'll be right back. More drop frames coming up right after this. We'll see you in just a bit.